It is no secret to longtime fans of the channel that trading card games have been a big influence in my life, both on and off the channel. In this series, both DemonBattler and myself will be opening 24 packs, or one box, of each core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set in chronological order. After each opening, we will build decks from all of the cards we have opened thus far, then duel each other in a best-of-3 match with 3 prizes up for grabs to improve our decks. The winner will receive 2 of those prizes, and the loser will get 1. The possibilities for prizes are almost limitless, including single cards, sealed product, structure decks, and much more. Every card in the entire game's history will be obtainable in some form. However, neither of us will be able to rest on past laurels easily. The ever-changing official Forbidden and Limited list, our own choices of cards to be banished to the Shadow Realm, and even changes to the very rules of the game will keep our decks and duels fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. So if you recall, at the end of the Duel Monsters era, or towards the end of it rather, one thing that we announced is that there would be changes to the very rules of the game. And we do have more rules changes planned for the rest of GX, although it's not as sweeping as the Deckmaster system. We do have an on-theme rules change that we are going to be implementing. For now, Power of the Duelist until Light of Destruction, which is the rest of GX, we will be adding a new fusion rule thanks to the introduction of the Neospatians. The Neospatians and Elemental Hero Neos have served as mentors to the rest of the fusions in Duel Monsters, and have granted them the power of contact fusion. So what this means for our progression series is that for these next episodes, all the way through to the end of GX, all fusion monsters will gain the text. You can also fusion summon this monster by returning its fusion material monsters you control to the deck, in which case you do not use Polymerization. So this means that we will no longer need a Polymerization card to fuse any fusion monster as long as we're in GX and we control the monsters. It'll be a simple change, but it will make things exciting for all the fusion-based GX archetypes. Power of the Duelist was released August 16th, 2006. This set introduced the Neospatians and Elemental Hero Neos, along with a new mechanic, Contact Fusion, that allows for summoning fusion monsters without the need for Polymerization. The set also introduced the Alien archetype, a series of monsters that involve putting A counters on your opponent's monsters to weaken them and activate effects. The set also has support for the Destiny Hero, Viacroid, and a Dinosaur archetypes. So I'll go ahead and take you down the set. Elemental Hero Neos is the poster child of Power of the Duelist. It's a 2500 attack Elemental Hero that can be abused with O Oversoul and will go into various hero archetypes just to be able to have a chance at that big body. Cerasaurus is a 1900 dinosaur that will be very useful much later on when we get to Dino Rabbit format. And then we have some new Viacroids, none of which are particularly powerful. We do have some new Destiny Heroes to talk about. Destiny Hero Defender is a 2700 defense monster that does allow you to draw a card to your opponent. So your opponent will get to draw an extra card, but it's a 2700 defender that can be difficult to get over. A Fearmonger is a way to keep board presence for the Destiny Hero decks as well. Baby Cerasaurus is in the set, which is dinosaur support that sees play today. Lets you special summon dinosaurs from your deck. Unfortunately, we don't quite have Miscellaneousaurus yet, but we will get to that point. The aliens are not particularly good. I don't think they'll see play in our format in particular, but we do have some other support to discuss as well. A Viacroid Connection Zone is the fusion card for Viacroids, and it makes the monster you fusion summon with it immune to card effects, which is really nice. The big common we're going to be looking for is Mausoleum of the Emperor. So what Mausoleum of the Emperor does is, during the main phase, the turn player can substitute 1000 life point payments per tribute to be able to normal summon a tribute monster. This is very powerful for bringing out extremely powerful haymakers, and this will see play. It is a common, so we should get it. Then the only other really noteworthy trap to talk about is Fossil Excavation. which we'll see play once we get more dinosaur support. The big common we're still looking for is Mausoleum, though. At the rare slot, we have Submarine Roid, which is an interesting direct attacker. We have Destiny Hero Dasher, which has a one-time graveyard effect, where if you draw a monster card during your draw phase, then you'll be able to special summon the monster that you draw. So there are decks that can use that to cheat out very powerful monsters. Alien Warrior is the biggest normal summon. Cosmic Horror Gangiel is the alien boss monster. It's not really worth it, even if we do get the alien payoff, just because the archetype is so clunky. Overload Fusion is one of the big rares that we'll be chasing. This is a graveyard fusion for machine-type monsters, and this is something that Demon will want to chase because he has Cyber Dragons. And then the next big card, and probably the biggest card in the set for us, is Future Fusion. So what this does, and this is pre-errata, so when you activate this card, you get to fusion summon a monster from your deck by sending its fusion materials to the graveyard, but you don't get to special summon the monster until 2 turns after the card is activated. So this card is incredibly powerful just for dumping stuff in your deck, and that's something that I will use with the hero deck in place of Polymerization if I have to. And then we have Neospace, which is the card that lets Elemental Hero Neos fusions stick around. It's not great, that's basically all it does, and it just gives Elemental Hero Neos and its fusions 500 extra attack. Dark City is Skyscraper for Destiny Heroes. And then at the super rare slot, we have the 3 Neospatians. There are more of them later, but these are the 3 that we get first of all. Aqua Dolphin is not good now, but it will be very good much later on. Once per turn, it lets you discard a card, then look at your opponent's hand, and then you get to discard that monster and do 500 damage to your opponent if that monster has attack, or you have a monster that is an attack with greater than or equal to the attack of the card that you choose out of your opponent's hand. So this is not good now, but this card becomes very good later on once we have hand traps in the format. And then Dark Panther is an interesting one. Dark Panther lets you copy monster effects, which is the first card that does that. This is a very abusable card, especially later on. And then we have a couple of Destiny heroes that won't really see play in our format. Ultimate Tyranno is a big boss monster for dinosaurs that only it can attack, but it can attack all of your opponent's monsters, and it's a 3k body. And then Super Viacroid Jumbo Drill is an interesting Viacroid fusion that it just pierces, but it's big. So it gives the Viacroid deck something to do with their Super Viacroid connection zone. And then the 4 Ultras in this set are not great. 3 of them are the Neos fusions, which are unplayable, but the big ultra rare that we will be chasing is Chimeratech Overdragon. This is a terrifying monster. It's terrifying now, and it's going to get even more terrifying as sets go on, especially once we hit sets like Phantom of Darkness that have super polymerization. This becomes the go-to super polymerization target. So what this does is it's involved in an OTK that you can use with Future Fusion to dump your entire deck, and then Overload Fusion to be able to actually summon out the Chimeratech Overdragon. You can fusion summon it with Cyber Dragon and any number of machine-type monsters, and then it gains attack and defense equal to 800 times the number of materials, and it can attack a number of times equal to the number of materials used for its fusion summon. Alright, 24 packs of Power of the Duelist. This is a pretty low power set, but it does have some important cards that we will want to pick up at the common and rare slots. And the Duel is particularly important because this is our last chance to get packs of Dark Beginning 1. After this Duel, Dark Beginning 1 will be gone forever. And I'd really like to pick up a few more cards from it, but we shall see if we will get the chance. So it's really important to maximize our chances of getting those packs, but let's go ahead and get into the current set. And our first pack has a Neospatian Dark Panther. That's one of the better super rares in the set. That is playable on its own, not even withstanding just Elemental Hero Neo shenanigans. We did get a Gangiel, although I don't think we're going to be playing an Alien, just because the archetype is not deep enough, and I don't really care for the rest of these cards. And there's another super rare. That is a Super Viacroid Jumbo Drill. I don't think we're going to be playing Vehicoid anytime soon, but it is nice to have that for the collection. We did get a Vehicoid connection zone as well, our first copy of Cerasaurus, which will be very important much later on. And there's our first Mausoleum of the Emperor. That's a fantastic field spell, very highly abusable. We're going to want to play that in some kind of build eventually. Oh, that's huge! We got a second Mausoleum. We got a Chimeratech Overdragon. That is really big, especially if we're able to take advantage of the Duelist pack coming up that reprints Cyber Dragon. Oh, that's a pull and a half. Well then, we are gonna have to do something with that the first chance we get. Are you kidding me? I don't need 2 of them! I just need 1! Second Chimeratech. Can I dust this for an actual UR I need, please? I would like to dust this for, I don't know, some E-Hero fusion, or, I don't know, Torrential Tribute. There we go. I would like to dust these Chimeratechs into a Torrential Tribute, please. We did get another Cerasaurus, though. It is a common, so we should see a playset of it, but Cerasaurus will be important for the Dino archetype later on, especially once we get access to a card such as Rescue Rabbit. And there's another ultra rare. It is Elemental Hero Aqua Neos. We really don't want to see the Neos fusions. We did get Elemental Hero Neos Vanilla, though. That is actually a good card. Submarine Roid's interesting. I don't think it's necessarily good outside of the Vehicoid package specifically, but it is something we will add to the collection that will fill out our playset of Cerasaurus as well. And there's another Elemental Hero Neos. That's a card we want to see 3 of. Elemental Hero Neos is not a bad use of Mausoleum either. And there's another Neospatian Dark Panther. If we get any of them, we want that or Aqua Dolphin. 2 Dark Panther. That's something we might be able to make use of later. I don't think there are enough good effects to copy now, but it is something to keep in mind for deck building in the future. And there's another baby Cerasaurus. That's our second one of those. I didn't even mention the first one that we got. The Vehicoid Connection Zone is the fusion card for the machine deck. We might be able to build a pretty fierce machine deck with some of this stuff, especially because we have the Jumbo Drill, which is a good payoff. We have Steam Gyroid, which is a vanilla, but it's a decent body. If we had something like Power Bond, that would be pretty sick, but we do not have Power Bond. And there's another Mausoleum. I believe that makes our set. Yes, that makes our set. That makes our set of Vehicoid Connection Zone. That is also, I believe, all the Neoses as well. I was wondering if we were going to get one of those. There's Overload Fusion. That goes with the Chimeratech. We still need to pull Future Fusion, too, and that's a rare, so it's not guaranteed. A Future Fusion will also very quickly get limited. And there's another ultra rare. That is Elemental Hero Dark Neos, which we can actually make. I don't think we're going to be making it because it is probably the worst of the Elemental Hero Neos fusions that we have access to right now, but it's really cool that we're able to make it. And there is another Super Vehicoid Jumbo Drill. Is it just telling me to play Vehicoids next episode? I don't think we're going to, but it is definitely something to consider. And if we were going to play Aliens, we got the core for it. We did get our 3rd copy of Alien Warrior, which is the real workhorse of the deck. And we have the boss monster. It's just too low power for us to consider playing. That also fills out our playset of Baby Cerasaurus. Now, Supercharge is an interesting one for the Vehicoid archetype. If your opponent's monster declares an attack and the only monsters you control are Vehicoids, it's a Pot of Greed. And there is an ultimate rare. It is unfortunately not very good. It's Cyclone Blade, which I believe is specifically Destiny Hero support. Yes, it is spell and trap removal, but it's not great. Another copy of Supercharge is bringing us towards playing the Vehicoid deck. We do have the fusions to make that work, and that will work with the new fusion rule as well, but I just don't know if it's as consistent. We'll have to see when we go into a deck edit to see what kind of list we can put together. Oh, thank the Lord, there's Future Fusion. I was wondering if we were going to get this card. I did not want to go this opening without Future Fusion. This card is super important. We only need one copy of it, though, because it gets extremely quickly limited. And for good reason, too. Future Fusion is incredibly broken. And there's a second copy of Future Fusion. Unfortunately, we don't have the Cyber Dragon to take advantage of it. And I would have to check how many Proto-Cybers we have. I don't think we have Proto-Cybers to consider it. Oh, we have one Proto-Cyber Dragon. Whoopee. If I had 3 Proto-Cyber Dragons, I might have considered playing Chimeratech OTK just for the memes. Unfortunately, it's not consistent enough with the cards we have. And we can't even do it on only one copy of Overload Fusion. If I pulled a second copy of Overload Fusion, I might consider it. But even then, I would still need a second Cyber Dragon at least. Alright, so coming up on our last few packs, I'm very satisfied with what I've opened. I've seen pretty much everything I've wanted to. There might be one card I'm not thinking of, but I think I've seen everything. Another Overload Fusion is probably about best case scenario. We did get our first Destiny Hero Dasher in pack number 22, which is something that we were missing. It's a pretty cool combo enabler, but I don't think we're going to really be able to do too much else with it now. We did get a lot of these other cards. I think we have playsets of just about everything here. So let's move on to our second to last pack, see if we get anything. We got another Destiny Hero Dasher. I guess it's more consistency. And then we'll see what we get out of our very last pack. I don't have too high hopes, but we did pick up, looks like just a Cyclone Blade and the rest of the stuff we have. Overall, I'm very pleased with this opening, considering that it's Power of the Duelist. We'll see what we can come up with, and I'll see you in deck edit. So here is the list that we will be taking to the final duel before the midway portion of the GX arc. And with our new Contact Fusion rules, if you thought I was running anything but Hero, you're a fool. I did get some cards to augment this out of both Duelist pack Jade and Yuki and today's set, Power of the Duelist, but not too much has changed. I'll go over the card by card. I have Beast King of the Swamps, 2 Wild Heart, 2 Goddess with Third Eye, 1 King of the Swamp, 1 Magician of Faith, 1 Sandgen, 1 Witch of the Black Forest, and then the normals, 2 Avian, 2 Persinatrix, 3 Clayman, 3 Sparkman. And that's it for the monsters. For the spells, I have Cardstruction. The reason why I've moved this back to the main deck is because this will incentivize a demon to play his hero deck, so it should be a little bit better. If he is on Dark Worlds, we'll just side this out. 1D Fusion, this will be really good in a hero mirror match because we can use this to return Demon's boss monsters to his extra deck. 2 Emergency Call, 2 Future Fusion. This is an incredibly powerful card, and this is pre-errata as well. So we get to send our monsters to the graveyard from the deck as soon as we activate this, not waiting a turn. So what this does is it lets you essentially fusion summon from deck, but it does tie the existence of the fusion monster to Future Fusion itself. However, this is a great way to set up for Miracle Fusion plays. Then we have 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Miracle Fusion, Painful Choice to set up the graveyard for Miracle Fusion, 1 Polymerization, we do still have this, and we do have a couple ways to search it. We're just not playing Fusion Sage and Fusion Recovery anymore. 1 Pot of Greed, 1 Our Righteous Justice. We're only playing 1 of this in the main deck, but we do have in many matchups a lot of cards that are dead. So we'll be able to bring in the Our Righteous Justices in the side deck once we have determined what cards are dead in our matchup. 1 Reinforcement of the Army, because we only have 2 Emergency Call. We're playing this as a third. 2 Skyscraper, and then for the traps, we have triple Hero Signal. We pulled all of these out of a Duelist pack, Jade and Yuki. 2 of them out of our last round of them when we were looking for Polymerizations. So this card lets us special summon an elemental hero from deck when one of our monsters is destroyed by battle. This is very important for keeping board presence, and it's another consistency tool. And then 1 Mirror Force, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Solemn Judgment, rounding out the main deck. For the side deck, we have 1 Banisher for the Dark World matchup. I moved the Dimension Fusion to the side deck specifically because of the hero matchup, because the only way I have to banish cards is Miracle Fusion, so I thought this was a little bit high rolly. And if Demon is also playing Hero now, this won't be quite as good, but if he is on the Dark World strategy, we will be bringing this in. To My Body as a Shield, we're going to bring this in after boards, most likely, because I've been seeing a lot of monster destruction after boards. I just don't have room for it in the main deck right now. 2 Prohibition, the other 2 are Righteous Justice, which will likely come in after boards as well. 2 Smashing Ground, 1 Dust Tornado, 2 Macrocosmos, and 2 Sakuretsu Armor, rounding out the main deck. For the extra deck, we have Flame Wingman, Triple Mariner, Double Necroid Shaman, Phoenix Enforcer, Rampart Blaster, Shining Flare Wingman, Tempest, Double Thunder Giant, and Wild Edge as the fusions we can make. And then we have Aqua Neos and Dark Neos just to show them off. We're not playing Elemental Hero Neos because we don't have O Oversoul in this deck, and I just don't think it's worth the deck space. I am looking forward to the first matchup after seeing the Elemental Heroes augmented with the power of Contact Fusion, thanks to the Neospatians. It is time to get your game on!
So, power of the Duelist.
So how does it feel to be a second year?
I know, right? It feels interesting. Hopefully we don't have nearly as many shenanigans as the first year did.
And hopefully we both wind up in raw yellow instead. But we shall see how this goes. And this will be our first duel with the new fusion rule. And there is also going to be a special implication for this rock, paper, scissors matchup. Based on the outcome of this rock, paper, scissors matchup and the outcome of this duel, it is possible that both of us will have the same number of bans at the end of the episode. So if in the event that we have the same record for this half of GX at the end of this episode, whoever wins RPS will be able to choose whether they want to ban first or second.
Alright, so... Oh.
Nice!
Damn!
That was very good. I will take the play. Good luck, Duelist.
Good luck.
Draw for turn. Stand by, main. I'm just going to set 2 and pass.
Interesting.
Go.
Alright, draw. Stand by main. I think I'm just gonna set 1 and pass.
Interesting. I will draw for turn, stand by main. I am going to run out Wild Heart here.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to activate Our Righteous Justice, pop your set.
I'm gonna chain Threatening Roar.
You got it. Go.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main.
Unfortunately, Wild Heart being immune to trap cards does not allow me to attack with him.
Right, because it's not affecting Wild Heart, it's affecting you.
Yep.
But this will affect Wild Heart. I'll activate Level Limit Area B.
Wow, I hate to do this, but I need to counter that.
Okay.
I'll give up 4K to stop LLab.
Alright, fine. I'll just set a pair and pass the turn.
Draw for turn, stand by, main. I'm going to go ahead and activate King of the Swamp out of hand.
Ooh, okay, so you're getting a poly.
To go grab Polymerization. Then, what do I want to go into is the question. Yeah, this is complicated. This can't be right. There's no way this can be right. Yeah, there's no way this play can be right. Sorry I'm taking so long. I gotta figure out what my line is here. God, all of the options are just so bad. There's no way this is right. I'm just gonna flip up Sangin. Then I'm attempting to leave main phase.
And I'm going to go ahead and flip another Threatening Roar.
Sure.
There we go, finally.
Alright, so I guess I'm not attacking this turn. I am going to set 1 and pass.
Alright, draw. Stand by main. I don't like it, but I think I'm going to have to flip summon my Magician of Faith.
For LLab. That is fine.
And we'll drop it again.
Sure, it resolves this time.
And I will set 1 card, and I will pass the turn.
Draw for turn, stand by, main. I'm going to run out Avion.
Okay.
Can attack under that LLab just fine. Attempt to leave main phase.
You're good.
Alright, battle phase. Proceed to attack Moth.
Alright, I will take 700.
Then 1,000.
Alright.
Go.
Draw. Stand by main. And I'll pass.
Draw for turn, stand by main. I'm going to proceed to the battle phase. 2K.
Alright, I'll take 2.
Yep. After combat, I'll set 1. Go.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main. I will set a monster, and I will pass.
Draw for turn, stand by main. Now I gotta think again. Oh, this is gonna be silly. This is gonna be silly. I have such a great play here. I'm gonna activate Polymerization.
Alright.
Let's
see what you got.
I'm gonna fuse off this Wild Heart and this Goddess with the third eye. I'm gonna make Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman.
What is this?
I get to pop your monster, and then I get to special summon a monster from your graveyard to your side of the field.
Interesting. Well, you got my Nibble Mamonga.
I'm going to special summon your Magician of Faith in attack position.
Alright.
I will proceed to the battle phase. Oh, this goes to the graveyard. I'll proceed to the battle phase. I'll attack into your Moth.
Alright.
And then 1,000 direct. Go.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Let's run out a Dark Hole.
That's pretty good.
I don't like the fact that I'm giving you a Sangan Surge, but...
I'm gonna grab Burstinatrix here.
Okay.
Because this is the biggest thing that can attack Hunter L Lab. Alright, draw for turn, stand by main. That was a really good top deck.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna run out Sparkman.
Alright.
Battle phase 16.
I will take that.
Go.
Alright, draw. Stand by main. I'm going to set a card, and I will fire Raigeki.
Sure. Draw for turn, stand by main. Well, show me your trick, because you know I have this.
I have a Karibo.
Yep. Go.
Draw. Stand by main.
Hand traps in 2006, what is this?
I guess I will set a card, and then... No, that's not going to get it.
Alright. Well, these... Alright, time to side. Alright. Keep playing like that, and you won't get to raw yellow, buddy.
Yeah. We're going to see what we can come up with here. Alright. Draw. Stand by main. And that's a good start.
That is a pretty good start.
Ooh, okay. That's not a bad card. Let's see. I'm going to set 2 cards, set a monster, and I'm going to go ahead and run out Painful Choice.
Okay, what you dumping?
Let's see. What can I get to save my ass?
Might get to see what you're up to.
I think I'll drop... I'll go with Witch, Sangan, Graceful, Swords, and Tough Choice.
I wonder if that's why it's called Painful Choice.
True. That's the thing, it's painful on both sides of the equation. And I'll also go with my Metamorphosis.
I wonder if you have Magician of Faith set. This is gonna sound a little bit weird, but I'm actually gonna give you Witch of the Black Forest.
Alright.
Because I'm pretty positive you have a Magician of Faith set.
And I'll pass.
Draw for turn, stand by main. I'm gonna activate Reinforcement of the Army.
That's a good one. Go ahead.
Reinforcement of the Army is going to grab a copy of Elemental Hero Wildheart.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna normal Wildheart.
Alright.
Attempt to leave main phase.
I've got the Threatening Roar.
Sure. I will set the back row, and I'm going to go ahead and also fire an E emergency call just to thin the deck a little bit more.
Fine by me.
I'm gonna grab myself a copy of Sparkman. And I will pass the turn.
Standby. During the standby, I'm actually going to activate my Jar of Greed.
Sure.
Let's see if I can find anything else here.
Wonder if my premonition was correct about that being a Magician of Faith.
You are, in fact, correct.
Oh, you got a lot of good stuff in there. When you dumped all those spells, I figured you had a Magician of Faith.
I think I'm going to add Graceful Charity back to my hand.
Yep. Saw that coming.
And I will go ahead and fire it off.
You got it.
Alright. And I will pitch my Destiny Hero Defender and my... I think... I don't like to do it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pitch my L-Lab.
Must mean you have another Floodgate in hand.
I actually do.
I mean, that's not a terrible Floodgate.
And I will also activate my Upstart Goblin.
I will take a stack.
Then I will set a card and pass.
Draw for turn. Standby. Main. I am going to run out Beast King of the Swamps. I'm going to contact out.
Alright.
For Necroid Shaman.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same trick I did before. I'm going to pop your set.
Alright.
And then I'm going to make you get a Destiny Hero Defender in defense position.
Oh, you want cards.
Since I can't attack twice anyway, I'm going to proceed to the battle phase, and I'm going to attack your Magician of Faith for 1,600 points of damage.
Alright.
Then in second main, I'm going to set a card and end my turn.
Alright. Standby main to set a monster, and then I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to take a chance... No, I'm going to go ahead and just pass.
Draw for turn, standby, draw for defender, main. I'm going to proceed to battle. Hold on a moment. So after contacting out, I did not shuffle my deck.
Oh, so you drew the two pieces? Yeah, okay.
Let me fix this.
That means you can also go back to main 1, too.
I'll do that. That does not change what I was going to do. Battle phase. I'm going to go ahead and hit your set.
Alright. That was my witch.
I had to play through it eventually.
Let's see. What do I want out of it? Is the question. I feel like my Magician of Faith is my best option. I don't like telegraphing it, but...
After combat, I'm going to set another monster, set another back row, and pass the turn.
Alright. Draw. Standby, main. Well, let's go Dark Hole.
My body.
Ooh, okay.
Can't have you board wipe this.
True. Alright, I'm gonna set one. I will set one. Could be anything.
Draw for turn, standby, draw off defender, main. I am going to set a card, then I'm going to activate card destruction. Well, you have something. Do you want to use it?
God damn it. Damn it! Damn it!
What do you got, buddy?
I got a big fat fucking L is what I got. 'Cause it resolves, you discarded my Nimble Mamanga, my backup soldier, and my Exodia the Forbidden One.
Oh, you got all 5 pieces? Wow, I didn't even realize you were on that. I have a Burstinatrix, and a Sparkman. I did not think you would... I didn't think you got all 5. Well, that's interesting.
It took a lot of fucking digging from DB1, but I finally got the pieces. I got a friggin' playset of the right arm before I managed to get a left arm. Like, that was the one piece that had been holding me back for so long, and I finally got it. But, yeah, I'm kind of in trouble because I have backup soldier. I have ways to retrieve the head, the piece, limbs. I don't think I have a way to retrieve the head.
These are not great draws, though. I'm going to proceed to the battle phase, and I'm going to just attack into the Magician of Faith.
Alright.
I knew that's what it was, I just didn't have a way to out it.
Do I have any way to bring this back is the question.
I bet you can't wait for 5D's era to play this deck and you get Ducker Mobile Cannon.
Oh, man. I'll take Pot of Greed back.
Sure, you can have Pot of Greed back. I'll pass the turn.
Alright, draw. Standby, main. Oh, man. Do I have any way of actually handling this? I mean, I'll Pot of Greed. I'll see if I can dig.
Resolves.
I'll launch an Upstart Goblin.
I'll take a stack.
I guess I'll Raigeki?
Sure. You get Clayman and you get my Necroid Shaman off the board.
I will set a card. I guess I'll switch Defender to attack mode and activate a Butterfly Dagger Elma to it.
Sure. I'll take 4. That's pretty funny. Draw. Standby. I do not draw for Defender. Main. I will run out Avian, I guess.
Alright.
Go to battle phase.
I will Threatening Roar.
Sure.
There we go.
That's fine. I'll pass.
Draw. Standby, main. I will Reckless Greed.
Sure, you can Reckless Greed.
I'll set a card, set a monster, and I'll pass.
Draw for turn, standby, main. I am going to activate Miracle Fusion.
Oh, good God. Okay.
That good?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to banish this Burstinatrix and this Avian to make Flame Wingman.
Okay.
I will proceed to the battle phase.
I will Threatening Roar.
Sure. This is in the graveyard also. I will pass the turn.
Alright. First turn without.
Yep.
Standby, main. I will set a card, and I will pass.
Alright, draw for turn. Standby, main. Go to battle.
Alright.
Attempt to attack Defender for 18 total. Okay.
I will Waboku.
That's fine. Go.
Alright. Second
turn
turn without. Auto draws back on. I will set a card, and I will switch Defender to Defense.
Draw for turn. Standby, I'll draw off Defender. Main.
Funny enough, you actually can't get over Defender now.
I cannot get over Defender. I can, however, attack your defense.
Alright. That's going to be my Nimble Mamanga, which I will...
You're going to go life point neutral.
Yeah. And do I even have any more? No, I do not. Okay.
Then, in the second main phase, hopefully I have enough to do this still. I think I do. I'd need to check my graveyard if I can do this. You're going to see a new card from Power of the Duelist.
Oh?
I'm going to activate Future Fusion.
Oh, interesting. The hell are you sending? Oh, Shining Flare.
I'm going to dump this and Sparkman.
Okay.
Go.
Alright, draw. Standby, main. Ooh, that's a problem, actually. So I will set one.
Alright, draw for turn. Standby. A couple things are going to happen. Turn 1 on Future Fusion. Draw for Defender. Main. We gotta back this up.
Oh,
I gotta summon something. I gotta summon something different. Let me return these to my deck, and then I'll show you something else. You have to use the original monsters because it's not fusion summoning another turn you activate it. So I'll instead show you.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'll show you something else.
I was gonna say it's not like I didn't know you already had that anyway, so it's not that big a deal.
I might. Do I have a? Oh, I only have one legal activation, and I don't know how much it's going to help me. It's going to be Thunder Giant instead.
Okay.
I think that's the only legal activation. If I'm going to play Future Fusion, I actually need to change this deck up a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't think about that part.
It'll accomplish the same purpose. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run out Avian.
Okay.
Then I'm going to fire Our Righteous Justice, targeting your Dark Door in your set.
I will chain my set, which is Backup Soldier, so I can retrieve the left arm back to my hand.
Sure. Then I'll just proceed to the battle phase, and I will attack with Flame Wing Man into your set.
And you will bounce off the other defender.
Oh, that's a thing. I will take 600 points damage. Then I will proceed to the end phase.
Draw. Standby, main.
What is my way out of this?
I will set a monster, and I guess I'll
Because
pass.
the double defender is actually kind of a concern. Draw a card, stand by, a couple things are going to happen.
Yeah, Future Fusion finally goes off, and then you draw 2 cards.
Yep. I need to draw the cards first because they'll be Chain Link 2 and 3. And then I'll fusion summon the Thunder Giant. Then main. I'm gonna pitch this Future Fusion to blow up a defender.
Which one?
The defender that does not have Elma.
Okay.
Then I am going to proceed to the battle phase, and I'm going to attack into your set with Flame Wing Man.
Which is my Gearfried the Iron Knight.
You'll take 1,800 points damage. Then, main phase 2, I'm going to set a monster, and I'm going to pass.
Draw. Standby, main. I guess I'll just set a card and pass.
Draw for turn, standby, draw for defender, main. Although I don't think it really matters, because I can just eat the defender by activating Giant.
True.
Then I'm going to proceed to battle. Anything?
Nothing.
Avian?
I'll take 1,000.
Flame Wing Man?
I will Karibo.
And then Thunder Giant.
I will Magic Cylinder.
Magic Cylinder for 24, huh? That hurts. I will pass the turn, and I will discard... I'm going to discard Painful Choice to hand size. Words I never thought I would say. And pass the turn.
Draw. I will set a card, and set a card, and I will pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to dust your set.
Alright.
Draw for turn. Stand by. Main. I'm going to proceed to battle phase, and I'm going to attack with Flame Wing Man into your set.
That was my Royal Magical Library.
And then you'll go to 200. And then I will go to end phase, and I will discard Witch of the Black Forest to hand size.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. I will summon out the Headless Exodia.
No way to get the head back.
And I will admit defeat. Yep. That's the thing. I knew that if the head got screwed, I was completely screwed. However, I knew it literally would take either confiscation or card destruction, which the first one I don't usually see you play as much, and the other one, honestly, I did not expect for you to play, period. Because at least with the other limbs, if I lost them, I could always just back up Soldier and get him back.
So the reason why I was playing card destruction in this deck is I was looking for ways to load the graveyard for Miracle Fusion. Yep.
So yeah, it was all
yeah,
it was all draw power.
It's also really hard to make this deck work when all the attack floodgates are limited. I think this deck gets better once more copies of Level Limit and Gravity Bind are back in the format, but currently with both of those at 1, it's kind of hard to play decks like this. The reason why I ran this deck back, I got out of the Jade and Yuki packs.
Oh, you got your hero signals.
I got 3 copies of Hero Signal.
That's good.
I couldn't board them out against you because I had so much stuff to take out and not enough stuff to bring in. So, what did you think of the Necroid Shaman play?
Oh yeah, that's a very good play, especially because it clears out potential threats. Like the fact that it killed off my mangas and wouldn't let me deck thin alone was a pain to deal with. And that's the good way to get... Like, the nice thing about that, too, is, like, in that case, you don't even need a monster in my graveyard. You could just go, okay, pop the face down. Oh, it's a moth. Bring it right back. So that's the nice thing about it. Is that you could just take it out, and then even if it turns out, oh, it's just something that, like, even if it's something that's better off in attack mode, okay, whatever. You at least get to know what it is.
I also wanted to play Future Fusion because this card is going to get very quickly limited.
Yeah, it's going to get limited pretty quickly. I think it gets banned at some point around, I think, the start of 5Ds, maybe?
Yeah, the card is extremely ban-worthy because in its previous form, it just lets you load up the graveyard. It was mostly banned for, like, Chimera Tech plays.
Right.
Because it made it...
Which, as a side note, you can rest assured, I did not pull Chimera Tech, I did not pull Overload, so I can't actually play that bullshit, which I wanted to. I was considering holding on to it if I pulled it to do for down the road, but I didn't get it.
So I have the opposite problem.
Oh, you got him, but no Sidra?
I don't have a Sidra. I got 2 Chimera Techs.
Oh, man.
You only need 1, though, and the other problem is I only got 1 Overload Fusion.
Yeah.
Because Overload Fusion is the important one, but Future Fusion is going to be so good even as a 1-of.
Now here's the fun thing. I didn't hit Chimera Tech, but that doesn't mean I didn't hit Ultras.
Oh, you too?
I hit 2 Aqua Neos. Oh, you got the Dark Neos. So, okay, so between the 3 of us, the 2 of us, we got all 3. I hit 2 Aqua Neos, 1 Flare Neos, 2 Flare Scarab, and an Aqua Dolphin.
Wow, holy Neospatians. So it just wanted you to play Jaden too, but unfortunately, like, the Neos package, I thought about...
It's just, the Neos package itself isn't a bad thing. If they had a way... Honestly, the Neos cards I don't think would be that horrible if they didn't have the during the end phase shuffle it back thing. If it weren't for that, I feel like they would at least be playable. They wouldn't necessarily be amazing, but they could at least be something.
Like, Flare Neos just gets massive. So the other play I was thinking about, but I didn't have the materials, is when you made the double defenders, I was concerned about decking out. So what I wanted to do initially was I wanted to go into Tempest, but I didn't have... I wasn't playing Bubble Man, because a lot of the bad heroes is the reason why I'm playing these, as well as just the capability to fusion summon Shining Flare Wingman easily off of Miracle Fusion.
Right.
But depending on how this goes forward, I may have to start playing those 1-ofs if I want to play Future Fusion, but I really don't want to, because Bubble Man is a bad card. And
well, the thing is...
Necroid Shaman is... or not Necroid Shaman. Necroshade is actually decent, because it lets you normal summon Elemental Hero Neos, but I'm not playing Neos. I tried to work Neos into this deck so bad, and I couldn't. Because I don't have room for O Oversoul is the problem. And O Oversoul isn't good unless you're playing Neos.
Yeah.
But
man, I can't believe that didn't work. Like, well, let me rephrase. I'm not surprised necessarily that it didn't work, but I'm bummed that the one way it could have, like, the one way it truly would die actually happened. Like, darn. Well, but, oh well, them's the shakes.
We have some business to discuss, however.
Yes, we do. So it's time for the Hall of Eternity.
Yes, we are returning to the Hall of Eternity for the 3rd time in the progression series. I can't believe we're halfway through GX already. It doesn't feel like that long ago we started it, and look where we are.
Yep.
So the record in the first half of GX was 4 wins for myself and 2 wins for you. So you will get to ban 2 cards, and I will get to ban 1. Because you have more than I do, you will get to decide first what card you want to get rid of. So I get to ask you, DemonBattler, what card would you like to send to the stars?
I think to send to the stars, I'm going to... Honestly, it's something that I should pick because it's only available to me at this point in Tournament Pack 8 as a super. I am probably not going to get lucky with that, so I am choosing to send to the stars Harpy's Feather Duster.
Not surprising. I am not surprised by this in the slightest. That card is very silly, but I do have to let you know that since you have decided to get rid of Harpy's Feather Duster, Heavy Storm is now on my watch list. I wanted to keep both the Harpy's Feather Duster and Heavy Storm in the format for as long as possible, just to have a healthier format, but if it's been giving you this much trouble, I just want to let you know, Heavy Storm's days are numbered. It's not going to be this ban list, but it's going to be soon. Now, for what I'm going to ascend to the stars, this one has been coming for a long time. I waited as long as I could to try to see if I could get one, but it's clearly not happening. Raigeki's gotta go.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all on that one. That's the thing, as soon as I pulled it in Legend of Blue Eyes, I was like, this thing's gonna... honestly, I figured this thing was gonna be gone in Pharaonic Guardian. So the fact that it actually made it halfway through GX is shocking. No pun intended.
Now, if you didn't have both Raigeki and Darkhole at this point, then I probably would have left Raigeki alone, but the fact that you have 2 board wipes, and I guess I have Mirror Force, which is kind of a board wipe, so now we have 1 each.
Yeah.
But Mirror Force is a little more conditional.
Yeah, Mirror Force is a little more conditional, and Darkhole kind of is conditional too, because unless I'm like so far behind on the board that I can afford to either toss a monster or just have an empty board in general, the fact is Raigeki is a much better option, which... And coming from the current meta, where this is to date it a little bit, guys, at the current moment in the meta, Raigeki is actually back at 3 in the TCG. And personally, I don't understand how the hell this is a thing, because I understand a lot of the cards nowadays work when they float into something important, but even still, it's like, a free board wipe just seems a bit excessive. But yeah, I'm not surprised that this thing got banned. Like I said, I'm more surprised that it lasted as long as it did.
Raigeki's at 3 in the OCG now, too.
Yep, that's the craziest part. It's time to send our last card to the stars, and this one I think might actually be a bit of a left field card, but I noticed a few episodes back when I was admittedly struggling to come up with concepts to work with, I did notice a recurring theme with some of your decks, that they were just big Oonga Boonga beatdown, and I realized that this is going to be a card that actually makes a difference for a while with a bunch of different strategies. So I'm going to opt to banish Skill Drain to the stars.
I was actually wondering how Skill Drain survived this long. Because the Skill Drain beatdown decks now are incredibly powerful. It is an oppressive floodgate that just gets better and better as time goes on. So I'm honestly perfectly okay with Skill Drain leaving the format. It'll definitely make me play something else now that both Skill Drain and Final Attack orders go. It's going to take a lot of punch out of that aggro deck that's going to be giving you trouble.
Oh yeah, but, well, on top of that too, like, I'm already thinking to the start of 5Ds, if you get Stardust Dragon, then that's going to be a whole nother level of shit, because you'll have a free negate constantly, whereas I still have nothing on my field to work with. That's going to be a scary thought.
Right. Right, because Stardust works under Skill Drain, because it's in the graveyard when it resolves.
Yep, and it tributes for cost, so...
Yep, alright.
So with that being the case, it's time for some actual prizes now.
It is. Good luck to you there, and I will
see you. Good luck.
And I'll see you on the front side of one of the worst sets in the game. Alright, we are back in the winner's circle. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's not unexpected to see what got hit. Harpy's Feather Duster probably needed to go. Raigeki definitely needed to go, but we'll see what we wind up with. Dark Beginning 1 is no longer an option for reprint sets, but there are enough reprint sets on the table that I'm still okay with going for sealed product with the winner's wheel, so I'm going to take my first spin and see what we wind up with. Gunning for either reprints or side set products to see what we wind up with. Might be getting those Jade and Yuki packs. And it looks like we are, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up 3 more packs of Duelist Pack Jade and Yuki. Alright, so 3 more packs of Duelist Pack Jade and Yuki. I don't really need anything else in here other than Polymerization, and this is going to be my last good chance to get it for a while. So hopefully we can pick up a copy of Polymerization. Not here. We have copies of everything else. The Rampart Blaster is our second, so we'll be able to stick that in the extra deck. Really looking for those Polymerizations, though. And we got one. That is our second Polymerization. That's enough to make the deck work. A third one would be nice, but it isn't entirely necessary. But I am very happy to pick up a second copy of Polymerization. Another Wing Karibo is okay, too. I think we have all the draining shields. Oh no, that we did get another draining shield. That's our second one. And I could make Winkariba level 10 work as a meme now that we have 2 of them. But that's unlikely to occur. And then for our last pack, we got a 3rd Skyscraper, but I don't think this deck wants to play 3 Skyscraper, and with the decks that Demon has been playing, I've been finding myself boarding out of Skyscraper quite a bit. But now that we have 2 copies of Polymerization, I think I'm actually done with this pack. So I think I'm actually just done with sealed product for now. I would like to snipe some DB2, but I don't know. With Feather Duster banned, I actually have to think. TP8 has the Monarchs, though. You know what? I think I'm going to spin the sealed product wheel again, because TP8's really good. It has all the Monarchs in it. It has a lot of good cards. Unfortunately, we're getting more Jade and Yuki packs, which is not exactly what I wanted. Alright, 3 more packs of Jade and Yuki. These will be the last packs that I open of this for quite some time. Really hoping at this point... Well, we got another Rottweiler. That's not bad, so now we can play the Polymerization package. I think our best case scenario is just opening the 3rd Polymerization. 3rd Rampart Blaster is meh. 2nd Rottweiler is good. And then the rest of these are not great. A 3rd Thunder Giant is an extra deck filler at this point, since we're not going to be using the Neos fusions. But we have basically everything we want out of this pack, except for one more Polymerization. And we'll see what we get out of our last pack. We got the 3rd Polymerization. We are done with Jade and Yuki. That is exactly what I wanted. It took me almost a half box to get what I wanted. But we got the 3rd Polymerization, so now we can play... we can probably just take the Future Fusions out at this point. We might still play 1, but we can take the Future Fusions out and now actually play a proper hero deck. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Join us next time when we open one of the lowest power sets in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, Cyber Dark Impact. Until then, see you around.